Hi, I'm JJ. Welcome back. I just wanted to have another discussion. I was just reading Montaigne by Stefan Zweig, and there was a part in here that just had me thinking. So he talks about how, well, first of all, something that I could completely relate to is that he has his books with him everywhere, and he says, "For I take pleasure from the fact that I can enjoy them wherever it pleases me to. My soul is satisfied merely with possession." And I think a lot of us would understand that it's not just about reading the books. It's that we have them with us. That we, the art of buying and collecting them is just as important to us as readers as actually reading them. But it also says that as a young man, uh, he read merely to show off his knowledge, later to acquire a measure of wisdom, and now only for pleasure, never to gain an advantage. And so I just wanted to kind of discuss why we read, where we are in that journey, if we're still reading to show off knowledge, to acquire wisdom, or merely for pleasure. Uh, and that alone is just makes you wonder. We are always saying, no, yeah, we read for pleasure and stuff like that. But uh, what is it about the act of reading that gives us pleasure? I'm sorry, my cat is very needy today, by the way. This one is Stormy. She's the one who's usually running around in my videos making lots of noises that I have to yell at. And then the other thing that I wanted to discuss, though, is so he's one of the great thinkers in the world. We have a lot of quotes attributed to him, very philosophical and all stuff like that. But he did take about a decade of his life where he literally trapped himself in a tower just so he could read, so he didn't have to interact with people. And at first I was like, wow, that would be the most amazing thing to do. But as a thinker, as somebody who was capable of giving us knowledge and wisdom and stuff, where does that end? What is supposed to be, I guess, as a reader, our contribution to society? Our what do we owe society as readers? Most readers, it's known, are more empathetic. Uh, we read diversely, we learn about other cultures, so we're allowed and able to put ourselves in other people's shoes. So if we just sit around and only do that, if we don't act on what we learn, uh, then the people who are acting, on behalf of society, on behalf of our nation or whatever, are the ones who aren't reading. They're not taking that, learning that wisdom, learning that knowledge, learning how to empathize. They're just doing. And so, do we have a bigger obligation as humans, as readers, to not lock ourselves up in a tower so that we can read for pleasure, but should we be living what we read? The old adage of uh, "do as I say, not as I do" aspect, kind of when you get annoyed at parents for saying that, or also when you get annoyed for hypocrites who are not practicing what they preach. Then is it what we owe people? I'm getting distracted, so my thoughts might be all over the place. Is it what we owe people when we read how to be anti-racist, or if we expand our horizons and we learn about war and cultures and refugees and immigrants and all these things that gives us a deeper human understanding of the situations? If we just, set and let that, be for pleasure, if we just set and let that, be something we think about, maybe we write a journal about, maybe we discuss here, is that enough? Are we required or expected to do more? What is our civic obligation with the knowledge that we obtain, with the wisdom and the empathy that we obtain. And I guess we could tie this back to all the debates and the horribleness of Atlas Shrugged, and what a society needs, it, because we have more of this empathy or wisdom or understanding or whatever. Is it on us, or is it enough for us to pass it on to other generations of people so that they can be the ones acting and benefiting from it? Where do we draw that line between what we owe society and what we owe ourselves? And I just was reading this thinking, if we're already admiring him so much as a person, what more could he have achieved if he hadn't locked himself up away from society for 10 years just so he could think and so he could read? Would we have gotten the thoughts that he gave us, or would we have gotten more? Would we have gotten tangible change and stuff we can apply? And I don't know, just that thought actually kept me awake at night last night, and I just wanted to discuss it and see your thoughts. Just kind of, get this talked out, contribute to this discussion, contribute to the meaning of that knowledge and learning. So if we're learning for our pleasure, is that enough? Do we owe anyone else? Or should we be reading for something else, for something greater? I'm kind of talking in circles. I'm kind of just like my cat's going in circles right now. But that's just something I was thinking. But it says on the back, he who thinks freely for himself honors all freedom on earth. But like I was just discussing, is thinking enough? Do we also have to act? And what would acting look like? What would be enough? What would honor all humans on earth, besides just all freedom on earth? Anyway, I might not post this. I might just be rambling too much. My cat just might be annoying me a little too much. But if I do post it, I would like to hear your thoughts. Thank you, and as always, happy reading.